this thing around. That's it. All right. I did not know that it was ready to go live that fast. I thought I was just clicking next. What's up, guys? Good morning, Mr. and Mrs. Monster. Today it's just me. She is in the gym doing back and legs, I believe. So you might wonder why I'm wearing these waist shapers. I believe there's no such thing as spot reduction, but when you breathe, your abs contract. So if you have compression against your abdominals, it forces them to contract harder. Could very well be a placebo. I have no idea. Hello. No back pain. Just like I said, compression against your abdominals when you breathe forces them to contract harder, in my opinion. So we had date night in Cheatville last night. Date night, movie night, whatever. Pizza, a little bit of cake. Watched Working Man with Jason Statham on Amazon Prime. Low price of $9.99. Good show. Ate quite a bit of food. Only weighed 1.4 pounds heavier this morning. I think that was it. Yeah, it was 293.4 yesterday, so 294.8 this morning. So everything's going good on my MMT bachelor diet, following the macros, increasing my protein, of course. But yeah, eating probably at least 6 times a day, speeding up that metabolism just a bit. So feeling good. We'll get this started. Yeah, so they got all of the shallow end poured so far, and Monday they're scheduled to do the deep end. Then what I hear is they're looking to go ahead and do the vinyl liner install at the end of the next week and start filling it up, which means an electrician needs to come in and get everything going. So once it's full, they can turn the pumps and stuff on, and then it's just putting the decking in, clean up, and then pretty much just full school, I guess. Yeah, I plan on attempting the 210.2 pronation today. Plan on doing a 112.5 riser curl, because so far my PR was 207.7 and 110 on riser curl. So hoping that I can hit both of those lifts. And then I'm attempting 6.5 pounds heavier on my static hold than what I peaked at for Vitali. So my goal, I think, just on pronation is just 211.2, so just a pound heavier than what I'm going to attempt today. But you got to figure I'm relatively rested today. I mean, I trained Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. I didn't train yesterday, so I took off yesterday. Haven't done any of my lifts in 14 days, so should have a pretty good, is it 14 days? No, I think it's 21 days. I don't think I've done any of my lifts in 21 days. Yeah, that's it. I don't think I've done any of my lifts in 21 days. So I'm excited about trying those today. But yeah, so yeah, just gonna do all those today. The goal for pronation, or the goal for my pronation lift 211.2, go for riser curl 115, and then I'm trying the 6.5 pounds heavier today on the static setup, static hold, whatever. My goal will be 10 pounds heavier than that on June 13th. So everything will be slightly stronger than it was. I mean, 0.7 to 2.3% stronger on all my lifts going into my next match than I was going into Vitali. Even though the last two matches were, even though you lost, even though the last two matches were minor setback, I feel like your level is becoming really, really dangerous to anyone, even for Levon. If your training keeps yielding results in all arm wrestling specific areas. Listen, I 100% agree. Listen to the first 10 minutes of Ingrid's podcast with Vitali yesterday, and he's like, there is no other option than to press me. Now you're talking about probably the best pure explosive top roller in the world, was forced to completely abandon everything that makes him him, because his bicep was opening trying to match me. Hand peg to hand peg center. I truly believe I have the strongest hand peg to hand center right now. I just need to get stronger side pressure, stronger up pressure, hammer pressure, and keep improving my cup. The cup is not a drastic necessity because I'm pronating so much. Um, but if I could somehow improve, I mean, I'm never going to initiate a hook because my hand doesn't supinate past there, so I won't be initiating a hook. So, but cupping just for containment and everything else makes good sense. Pronation goal for my next match is 211.2. So I will try to hit a 210.2. When I hit 207.7 last time, so it'll be a 3.5 pound increase from my last lift. Although I'll try to set a 210.2 today. I'll go back, I can't remember the weight, maybe 193 Monday, and then every other day do the lift and increase, right? So I don't know what it is. Maybe it's 93, 95, 97, 99, 201. I actually don't even know. I haven't gone in and looked at it. Am I going to train with Devin anytime soon? We had hoped to get together the end of this month because he was coming down to Austin, Texas. But that was a 7-hour drive here, and their schedule's really full, so I don't think he's going to be able to make it up. I thought he was going to be able to come up for a couple days. Doesn't look like he's going to be able to. So with that being said, I can't even understand when we'll ever be able to get together because we'll both be pulling in June. He will turn right around and pull, I'm pretty sure, Vitaly in August. So that's just a 6-week turnaround. So I don't see how he'd have time. I would then be pulling 6 weeks later. Hopefully the winner, Kataret versus Morozov in September. He could potentially be pulling November 1st. And then I'm back on the card in December probably, right? So yeah, I don't think you need to buy anything except from weights, a loading pin, and have a karate belt, taekwondo belt, whatever, Okay, so this is the whole change in my playing style. There's no change to my playing style. What cost me round 2 was me trying to be offensive instead of defensive. I got flustered after round 1, having 5 starts and fouls that, changed the outcome of that particular match. So instead of going backwards or pronation engage back pressure, which is always my game plan, I attack sideways. When I hit sideways, I out-hit Vitaly sideways, but then he responded quickly just with his own side hit. Then he dropped his shoulder, which put me in not the best defensive posture to defend against that flop press. If I'd have went straight back, I'd had a much better position to defend against this flop press. So being offensive is not the end all be all. And if you are offensive and you hit yourself out of position, you're screwed. I could have had a much better outcome had I just stuck to my game plan and came straight back. Couldn't tell you who's going to win between Devin and Vitaly. No clue. How could you not know that I do cardio? I've done cardio my whole life. Yeah, I mean, I've been a fasted cardio guy pretty much my entire life. And primarily because genetically I'm a fatty, and fasted cardio increases fat burning. So I've always done it just Jerry, I can't imagine him flop pressing me. I feel like I've gotten too strong for Jerry to come straight at me, But, we got to see if he can get through Morozov first. And I got to get through my opponent. That's funny. I'm 40 years old. I'll be 52 in 3.5 weeks. 52 in 3.5 weeks. It's another warm one here in Arkansas today. We had some hail come through last night. Real loud thunder and lightning, The lightning wasn't loud. The thunder was loud. But, my hands just get thick from all the repetitive work, clamping wrist rolls, wrist cupping, flex grippers, just consistency. I appreciate it. Thanks, Team. John Van. I saw what's up. Well, I mean, I appreciate the offer to come to Ottawa High Hookers, and there may be a possibility that someday that happens, but what makes most sense is people come here. I have a complete arm wrestling training facility and room for people. So as much to travel to other clubs would be cool, kind of makes sense for people to travel to here, you know. Appreciate support from Arizona, Jacob. England will be announcing my match soon. Yeah, I don't. Devin flock pressed in 2018 because he couldn't climb because I clamped my hand. Um, so I'm not going to say something it's not possible. I just know that I'm shoring up the holes. I mean, according to Vitali, the only way you can beat me now is a press. So that means that's shut down the outside lane. So does that mean Devin's pronation and rise and all that would be futile against my pronation engaged back pressure and my rise and pronation? If you listen to Vitali, he says the only way you can beat me for any athlete, not just him, is to press me. He thinks the outside lane has been closed. So we'll see. We'll see. If there's anybody for me to practice pull with, it's going to be Corey or Jeremy Parker, and we can use the band on him and stuff to tighten things up. Jeremy's progressing really well. He actually has a big match today in Missouri. So be watching him, see what he does there. Dustin Thomason's a very strong kid, but I think Hutchins would run over Nugo personally. I think Nugo's awesome, but stylistically, Todd Hutchins would be a nightmare in my opinion. 294.8 this morning. God can't work his house on. Amazing match, no clue. Haven't practiced any of the Dallas pullers in years. Been a long time. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what else to do. They offered me a match 6 weeks later. Jump right back on a horse and get after it, you know. So consistency is all I know. All I know is to do the work, right? Jerry is facing Artem Warzov in 5 weeks. Yep. We got 56 people here, 14 likes. Get out of the comment, go hit the thumbs up. I think it helps with the algorithm or something, but I appreciate if you guys do that. The Truth, good morning, Squirrel, what's up? Good morning, sir, what's up? Victor, you think your riser and pronation is strong enough? Will you take Devin's hand like he won't be able to climb like the last time? Riser and pronation is what not kept him from climbing. What kept him from climbing in 2018 was me clamping my hand. So, I don't know. Yeah, I appreciate the wishing and desire to give me advice, but I don't need any advice. I know my programming is working. I'm getting stronger every outing, and it's letting me know, where I need to work on. The only thing is, I thought my timeline was God's timeline, and apparently, I had some more lessons to learn first. So I'm not going to push it. I'm not going to push for a path to Levon or a path to this or a path to that. I'm just going to pull whoever's in front of me, and when there's nobody else left, I'll pull for the title, Oh, that's so stupid. Corey Mendogas couldn't even move Corey West right-handed. Wouldn't even be close. No offense, I'm saying that's stupid, but yeah. There are so many levels to this, it wouldn't even be close. Corey might grab him at his wrist. Well, I appreciate it, Russ Arm Wrestling. God bless you and your family as well. Man, I've been saying this every time I talk about it. Hermes has a 25% chance of beating Levon's a favorite until someone proves otherwise. No, I'm not. I don't need a lower hand to shut down a flop. I'm telling you, what I'm doing is working. 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 All I got to do is do what I do better than what they do. I had round 1-1. Vitali flop pressed me in round 2, and I'm going to say it's more me than him because I attacked instead of stuck to my game plan. I just got panicked and needed to get on the board, I thought, so I attacked instead of controlling center of the table, hand peg to hand peg. I went sideways, left myself vulnerable for his attack. He was able to get on me, and I was not in a good defensive posture to defend against it, so I held on as long as I could. No, I'm not working on inside power. I cannot supinate. I cannot supinate. I don't need inside power. I'm not gonna turn you in a hook. I need side pressure. I need all those things. But yeah, it's all good, John. Like I said, I didn't mean it that way. It's just people see people and they don't realize Corey's right arm is probably stronger than his left arm. Yeah, of course I want to stick to my game plan, Richard. I did not stick to my game plan. I mean, I couldn't beat the refs. I mean, my elbow was not off the pad either time. I definitely wasn't pinned when they called a parallel pin. I got the screenshot of it. I'm that close from the pin pad. I don't know how you make that mistake. Refs got a tough job, but I mean, you're talking about people having to bury people, and it may look like a pin on me, and I gets called. That's unfortunate. And I do have probably the widest elbow in arm wrestling. The rules say the tip must remain on the pad. Doesn't say anything about this bone. This is all extra bone growth from fractures. This is the tip. From now on, I'll put a magic marker right there. That's not gonna happen to me again. Yeah, it's not that if I'd had a couple more days to train, I would have won. It wasn't my night, you know. I think Corey and Dave would be a great match. I'd like to see where that goes, you know. The Corey on any given day is extremely strong, but a prep Corey for one specific day, really strong dude. Like, I'd love to see him and Dave pull, but I mean, I heard Dave's going down to the 253 division. They're both extremely impressive. I think the 92 kilogram pressure hammer curl pressure is more translatable to arm wrestling. Now, the 180 kilogram curl would not be impressive to me, as impressive if a non-arm wrestler did it, or a mid-tier arm wrestler like Leroy Walker does a very impressive 315 for 3, but he's not the level of arm wrestler that Levon is, or, you know, the next level up there. He's just a freakishly strong human being, and that strength helps him, but because he doesn't have the arm wrestling pedigree behind it, you know, it doesn't do the same thing. But the fact that we already know how strong Levon is and how good he is at arm wrestling, to see him increase strength anywhere is very impressive. Man, I have no idea if Brian Shaw and I are going to train together. There were talks about it in December. He texted me good luck before my match. Dude's busy. I'm busy. I don't see me hopping in the RV this summer and driving out there, since we just put this pool in. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm gonna spend every single day in this pool this summer that I'm home, and I plan on being home all summer long, except for, you know, my match in Chicago. I've got to go do a thing in Vegas. So other than those 2 trips, I plan on being here. I mean, if I got an invite to help in some way at the Shaw Classic, I'd be open to do it that way. Like, come out there for that, but just make a trip out to go train. It'd be a lot easier for him to just hop on a plane or come down here, you know. So who knows? No, I definitely do not think Devin could beat Vitaly on the left arm. Not now. He might in the future, but I don't think he's got a shot right now. I don't even remember the form that, you know, Levon did with back pressure. What Hermes is doing is kind of set the bar for that movement. That's why I'm training that movement as well. I'm just doing it from a static hold position. There will be a time when I start doing it more exactly the way he does it, breaking off ground, maybe trying to pin it, you know. Yeah, I don't think I'll ever shave the beard unless Rebecca, you know, wants me to. She's the reason I have the beard. Happy wife, happy life, you know what I mean? I would probably trim it up quite a bit, make it quite a bit shorter, because, you know, it get caught in my sleeve, dogs jump on it and on my beard. I mean, just greetings from Russia. Appreciate you, Roma. The static holds and rest, you get very strong and fast for sure. I don't know what that means. Appreciate it, Gary, but I don't know what you mean by the static holds and rest. I don't know. But Yeah. 75 folks, only got 25 thumbs up. Exit out, hit that thumbs up. You would, guys. I really appreciate it. Like I said, I don't know exactly what it does, but I know I need you to do it. I think it's 50-50 me and Devin right now. We'll be interested to see what he does with Vitaly right-handed. I don't know. I mean, will Devin stop him in the center like I did? Will Vitaly's long lever be Devin's kryptonite? Who knows? Devin's really strong, and I don't know what his weight is right now, but he can turn himself into an absolute monster for sure. Well, Devin's left arm, appreciate you being the first thumbs up. Hitting thumbs up basically tells YouTube that people like this stuff, lets you get in front of more people. Yeah, then definitely please get out of this thing and go hit the thumbs up. I need more people to like this stuff. We need to get that YouTube views up. We did so well until I tore my bicep, and then our social platforms I keep getting more followers and more subscribers, but our views have plummeted, and our AdSense pay has just been cut to, it's crazy. Like, there for a while there, social media is paying us really well. It's dropped 500% probably since 2023 and me blowing my bicep. Yeah, if Devin and I pull, I doubt it will be in supers. I suspect it'll probably be, maybe the end of next year, 115 or something like that, I see Devin more as a friend than a rival. Social media has made us rivals, Arm wrestling, I pretty much see everyone as friends. It's just a big family reunion getting together arm wrestling. Like, obviously it's growing, and it might get more away from that, the more people who are involved, but what I've grown up with is a sport that was just like a big family reunion getting together arm wrestling, and then we're just competitive individuals, you know what I mean? Something on Twitter says about from Chicago. I'm always excited about Chicago because they got Giordano's Pizza. We are big Giordano's Pizza fans. Richard, really good question for you. Why, when you hit your press so fast, other ready to go, your transition so back into the top roll? Why don't you keep pushing? Well, because I don't load. I'm an explosive, non-loading presser. If you don't load and you hit the press and you get stopped, you don't have your elbow planted, you don't have all that, you can't maintain that same pressure as if you were someone who sat in and just pressed in like the way Dave Chafee presses or something, right? Or even Jerry. I'm not loading when I'm pressing. So if it doesn't go down, I immediately come back out and gonna do an adjustment, Yeah, been to state of Maine. Acadia National Park was spectacular. I didn't know how beautiful Maine was. We definitely want to go back. Yeah, I get what you're saying, Richard, but it would not work from an explosive pressing standpoint. It'd have to be from a loading pressing standpoint for me to continue to apply that same pressure. We're going to Vegas for a big arm wrestling event that's going to be happening, and I'll be commentating with Devin. Yeah, I think the RVJ practice pool was my 8th practice pool in 8th practice in 13 days. Because once we got in the RV, we were doing arm bet so people could meet up and find us, and then it turned out being arm wrestling club, arm wrestling club, arm wrestling club, arm wrestling club. So it was pretty demanding. I think I did over 3,000 matches on that tour. I'm pretty sure Zurab is not 51 years old. I don't know where you heard that. Oh, that's cool, Richard. So we were looking at maybe July 19th, July 26th for the first Monster Factory experience. So Richard, if you're serious about being involved, let me know. There's going to be 12 spots available. I was looking online last night. So I was, the plan was to eventually have a pool house with a clubhouse and, 3 bedrooms, 6 sets of custom bunk beds, or 8 sets of custom bunk beds, depending on how we did it, if it was for an arm wrestling reality TV show or whatever. But I have the space, so even in my universal equipment space upstairs in the loft, I could put 4 sets of custom bunk beds up there. I can move some of the arcade games around in the game room, and set up two custom bunk beds over there, and we could house 12 people, and 12 people is the maximum for the Monster Factory experiences. So if you're seriously interested, let me know. Um, the fee will be $1,500 for the weekend. You'll come in, check in is essentially 5 p.m. Friday. Dinner, training, fellowship, coaching, workouts, obstacle course, sprint ninja warrior course, just all types of fun activities. So it'll be dinner on Friday, breakfast, lunch, dinner Saturday, breakfast, lunch, dinner Sunday, and then, check out 5 or 6 p.m. on Sunday. So we house you, feed you, train you. Just, I saw that all the people who were spending money doing, fishing trips or hunting trips or whatever, and it's more of the experience than anything. So I said, let's start off with this. We'll eventually bring in other people like Devin or, Hermes or whoever. Anytime I have a guest, the cost will be $2,000 per person because we have to cover the cost of bringing them in. But yeah, man, I think these things are going to be pretty successful. I spoke to a new sponsor yesterday, and he's like, that's a great idea. A lot of people just have that experience of a weekend of training and fellowship with. He thinks it'll go real well. So first one, we're looking at July 19th, July 26th. So let's see how that goes. Yeah, there's tons of hotels. There's Hot Springs, and if you come down and you want to stay more than a weekend, Hot Springs is definitely the place to stay. We have one of the most beautiful lakes in the United States, in Lake Ouachita, which feeds into Lake Hamilton, which is kind of a party lake, which feeds into Lake Catherine, which feeds into the Ouachita River, which is a fun 2-hour easy float. But Hot Springs has tons of history with Al Capone and all kinds of stuff. We have the racetrack. Now the racetrack, it's a horse racing track from like the 1906, 1912, something like that. And now they have a full-blown, 5-star resort and casino. So it's pretty good stuff. Oh, from my house, that's anything in Hot Springs is 15 minutes from my house. Lake Hamilton, love it. Ouachita, if you want to go to the lake, it's like 30 minutes from my house. But yeah, all the hotels are 15 minutes from my house. It's right down the road. Yeah, so in July, there won't be live horse racing. It'll just be simulcast. Their season here is the 1st of December to the middle of May. But yeah, I do not fish. I grew up on the lake. My dad used to want me to go fishing, and I think because there was a lot of pressure to do it, I just didn't really like it. I never was patient enough to do it. So I'm using Insane Labs, and I have a 60% off code. Go look. Where can I find my code? If you want to message me on Instagram or whatever, I'll send you my 60% off code. It's 60% off everything on the site except for protein, I'm pretty sure. Hey, Garrett from Tennessee. Yeah, I mean, the people that showed up at the truck stop were just arm wrestlers, or some fans. Hot Springs is gorgeous, man. Yeah, back in the day, Hot Springs was originally supposed to be Las Vegas, but then the governor shut down gambling, so they moved to the desert. Well, thank you, Igor. I appreciate it. I had what I needed. I just couldn't close it out, What made Devin get so strong in recent years, fully healed arm, commitment, consistency, training, No, Hermes' up pressure was not strong on my approach engaged back pressure because you can see he's on my side of the table every time. So I controlled hand peg to hand peg center, but his up pressure allowed him to climb through the strap because I gave him the buckle, which allowed him to determine the tightness of the strap, and he was able to rise through me in the strap and get position, but I still had back pressure. I had the center of the table control hand peg to hand peg. What's up from Belgium? What's up? Belgium's a place we haven't been yet. I don't even think we've even flown in. But yeah. Prime Nil pickup, he was middleweight champ. 2 years WAF. So, I mean, he was top of the world in his weight category. Bacho versus Nugo. Yeah, that could be interesting. I got a minute 40 left, guys. Then we got to go get in a sauna. Then I got a cold plunge, hot tub. Then I got to eat. Then I got an icy hot arm. Then pull it out. Not icy hot arm. I got a free sleep arm. Then take it off. Icy hot it, really deep rub. Put the hoodie on. Then take my pre-workout. Then smelling salts and mouth guard. 210 pronation. 210.2 pronation. Yeah, I think Schoolboy would be way too much for Auden right now. But Auden has a very bright future for sure. We would love to come to South Africa sometime. We actually had to cancel a trip, 10 years ago. And it's unfortunate. Our flights and everything had already been paid for by the sponsor, and we had to cancel last minute. It was very unfortunate. We'd love to come at some point. I would probably post the pronation lift today, riser lift tomorrow, static hold tomorrow maybe, because Monday I'll start doing lifts every other day, We'll just depend on what I got to post. I got a couple more supporter wall of fame bricks to post, which I appreciate that so much, the guys who are doing that. And people don't understand the supporter wall of fame bricks are how we fund most of this stuff, and the tier 1, 2, and 3 packages for different businesses who choose to partner with us for advertising across our platforms. All those things is what makes it possible. We weighed in. I actually weighed in half a kilogram heavier than Anger Bio for that match. So I just rehydrated well. So tomorrow morning it'll be me again. We have 2 of our granddaughters tonight, stay the night, so Rebecca won't be out here. But I would say roughly, I'd like to set this on the same time every day, just so you guys know. But you never can tell, man. Sometimes I sleep in, sometimes I don't. But I will say probably 9 a.m. tomorrow. I'll go live again, do cardio again. Am I accepting collabs on Instagram? If that just means you made a video and you want me to, collaborate it so it goes to my followers and your followers, depends on the video, depends on who you are. I can't do it for everybody, but yeah, sometimes I am. It just depends, I guess. My longest period off ever was 13 weeks of not training after surgery. And then I, didn't have a match for almost 12 months. I blew the bicep February 25th, and then I pulled Pablo middle of February the following year, so 11 and a half months, something like that. Appreciate you guys. All right, hey, I'm gonna get off here. 10:21. Got to go hit the sauna, sweat some, set some of this subcutaneous water off. See you guys tomorrow, hopefully around 9 a.m. Be sure to tune in, and appreciate you guys. Have a blessed weekend.